Hello everybody and welcome to another video, and today we're going to be revisiting Valcata. Now I've examined this band twice before. Well, I call it a band. It's sort of a one composer and then he sort of brings in other artists to fulfill the vision of the music that he's created. Now I've checked them out twice before. About 3 years ago I checked out a track called 321. Which was one part of a much larger concept album, which turned out to be incredibly brilliant. And I absolutely loved it. I raved about it for quite a while. Then about a year ago, I think it was, I checked out another track called Tower. This was a sort of standalone track, as I understand it. And just maybe a day or two ago, they released a new track called Paralyzed. Which is what I'm going to look at today. Now, I don't know whether this goes along with Tower or if this is, again, another completely separate piece of music. But, like I said, I've really enjoyed all the music that I've checked out because, you know, they sort of mix many different kind of things together to create something really impressive. You know, they've got elements of metal, they've got elements of opera, you know, they sort of throw all sorts of things together in it. So I'm very, very intrigued. So, yeah, let's just jump straight into this and see what we've got. So this is Paralyzed by Valcata. Let's have a look. There we go. Paralyzed by Valcata. And as I expected, a tremendous piece of music. You know, the production value on Valcata's music is just phenomenal. You know, there's so many elements that they throw into it. It's like a really thick, full sound. You know, and if not done properly, you have the danger of it just becoming an incoherent mess. You know, you put too much into it, it becomes too complicated, and it just gets overwhelming, and it doesn't make sense. It doesn't cohere, you know. But as with all the music I've ever checked out by this band, fantastically composed, very well put together. It just sounds amazing. You know, right from the get-go, it starts with those really fast, heavy guitars, heavy, fast drums. You know, the vocals come in pretty much right at the start. You know, there's maybe a fraction of a second of an intro, but, you know, it comes in straight away. You've got these female vocals, outstandingly performed, you know, nice, clean, you know, very crisp, very clear. A little bit towards the end of the track, there is a little bit of distortion in a sort of extended scream that she does. And of course, then we've got the sort of guttural, growled, death metal sort of vocals in there as well, which don't make up a very big portion of the track. But, you know, they're still right there, and they sounded brilliant, you know. And even towards the end, there was just that sort of deep guttural growl, sort of like going underneath everything else, and it just added another layer to the overall sound of the track, and it sounded phenomenal. You know, this music is just amazing to me. I really love it. Now, I was so into the music, I was reading the lyrics, but I didn't really actually pay much attention to what they meant. That being said as well, this was a lyric video, but I've never seen one done quite like this, because I've seen those visualizer videos before where they've got the album cover and they've got all the little sort of graphic equalizer bars sort of flicking backwards and forwards as the music's playing, but I've never actually seen the lyrics appear within a video like that. So that was quite interesting. But anyway, the lyrics go: my soul is paralyzed within a prison of idle years. Destiny burns in me. I know who I was born to be. I am the god of my existence. How is there so much in my way? All night and day I'm paralyzed, paralyzed, paralyzed. So there it says, you know, I am the god of my existence. How is there so much in my way? So, you know, and it opens with my soul is paralyzed within a prison of idle years. So is this someone who's just stuck in a rut? You know, they've got they can't figure out what to do with their life. You know, I am the god of my existence. You know, I can make whatever I want of my life. I can accomplish and do whatever I want to, whatever I put my mind to. How is there so much in my way? You know, I can do whatever I want to, but I keep creating obstacles that prevent me from doing this. You know, I keep getting in my own way, so I'm sort of essentially paralyzing myself. Or maybe it's a paralyzing fear of failure, that sort of thing, you know. They've got the potential to do so much, but there's something about themselves. They keep stopping themselves from accomplishing what they want to do. Maybe, I'm not sure. Candles dim on a chandelier, a castle wanderers so rarely near. So abandoned in this rhyme that only I am to ever hear. It burns in me, this melting wick, this jealousy. I see them all there further away. The way that I'll be known is as a clone, to be forgotten like a phantom. Candles dim on a chandelier, so that sort of that could possibly be seen as time running out, you know, as the lights dim, you know, you see towards the end of your allotted time, as it were, possibly. It burns in me, this melting wick, this jealousy. I see them all there farther away. So they're sort of standing there, you know, at this place wherever they are in their life, you know, stopping themselves from progressing, from doing whatever they want, and they can see in the distance all these other people that are actually succeeded in life. And it says there, it burns in me this melting wick, this jealousy. So they're jealous of all these people that are accomplishing everything that they want to. You can see them all off in the distance because they're so much further up the path than they are, and you know, they're just sort of standing still, going nowhere because they're getting in their own way. Animated and luminescent while I'm just fading like frost that's lost its touch. It doesn't matter how much I try. I'm paralyzed, and dying to adapt, but I'm still trapped in my mind, forever paralyzed. So, you know, all these people in the distance are animated, luminescent, you know, they're living their best life, and I'm just fading like frost that's lost its touch. So, you know, obviously over time frost, you know, just sort of disappears and fades away, and that's what this person, you know, they feel like they're sort of fading away because they're not accomplishing anything, they're not moving forward in their life, possibly. It says that I'm dying to adapt, but I'm still trapped in my mind. So, you know, they really want to accomplish this. They really want to move further on in life, but, you know, they're overthinking everything, you know, trapped in their mind. You know, they're overthinking everything, going, well, I could do this, but what if I fail? You know, I want to do this, but it's too hard. I want to do this, but, you know, they want to accomplish things. They want to move forward, but there's something in their head that's stopping them. They're tripping themselves over everything. That's what it seems to be suggesting to me. While I'm on winding stairs, my While I'm on winding stairs, my soul still burns, still my passion despairs turn after turn. Reveries haunting me that never were to be, constantly seeking the spark to reignite my iron heart, reminisce the limitlessness of this art. So while I'm on winding stairs, my soul still burns, my passion despairs turn after turn. You know, my passion despairs turn after turn. So, you know, it seems that like they're walking in circles. That seems to suggest to me, you know, they're just going round and round the same endless loop. You know, my soul still burns, you know, I still want to do this, but my passion despairs, you know, so I still want to do this, but I'm not accomplishing anything. So, you know, I'm sitting there sort of screaming at myself. You know, things aren't going my way, even though I want them to, and I keep getting in my own way. Constantly seeking the spark to reignite my iron heart, reminisce the limitlessness of this art. So, you know, they want to carry on. They want to pursue what they want to do. They want something to spark that, you know, that passion in them. You know, something to give them that metaphorical kick up the arse to get going, you know, to stop them from getting in their own way, you know, to just take the plunge and say, do you know what, it doesn't matter if I fail, at least I tried, and that's still a step forward. Even if you fail, it's still a step forward because you're actually trying to do something. I am taking complete guess at the meaning of this song, but this is what it sort of suggests to me. Then it goes, I am the god of my existence. How is this pain still in my way? Is my fate to remain so paralyzed? Doomed to despair, to descend down the halls, and in the end I'll lament all the years so paralyzed. My soul is paralyzed within the shell of a dark, idle heart. So, again, it goes back to the I am the god of my existence. You know, I can accomplish anything I want to do. You know, it's up to me to do what I want to do in life. But, you know, again, why is everything still getting in my way? Why am I allowing stuff to stop me? You know, why am I making excuses as to why I can't do it? Is it my fate to never accomplish anything? Is it my fate to just sort of dwindle away into the darkness, into the distance, not accomplish anything, and just, you know, pop out of existence with, you know, no legacy to leave behind, no matter how small? It says that doomed to disappear, to descend down the halls, and in the end I'll lament the years so paralyzed. You know, so if they don't accomplish anything, like I said, they're just going to disappear with, you know, with no legacy left behind, no one to remember them because they've done nothing with their lives. You know, they're just doomed to vanish into obscurity, be forgotten, basically. And, you know, in the end, you know, maybe on the deathbed they'll sit there and regret everything, you know, it says lament all the years so paralyzed, you know, so they're going to be like maybe on their deathbed and, you know, sit there full of regrets and miserable because they've accomplished nothing. That's what it suggests to me. And, you know, I've said multiple times, I love songs with meanings. I love songs with stories. And like I said, the album that they did there, the Valcata album, I think the album was called Valcata, if I remember correctly. But you know, that in itself, it was a concept album. You know, the whole album in itself told an overarching story. Tower, I don't actually remember what that one was about, but you know, this one, it is telling a story of sorts. You know, it's got a message behind it. It's like, don't waste your life away. Don't sit there with your thumb up your arse doing nothing. You know, if you have dreams, go after them, try to accomplish them, don't trip yourself over. You know, if you fail, you failed, but at least you tried. You know, it's that sort of thing. You know, if you just sit there and don't try anything, you won't know if you'll accomplish anything. If you don't try, you never will accomplish anything. So you've got to at least put in the effort. You've at least got to try. Otherwise, you'll never know. You might find something that you're spectacularly brilliant at doing. But if you don't try, you could go your whole life without having this particular skill or accomplishing this particular goal just because you were too scared. Don't let your paralyzing fear of failure get the better of you. That's what, like I said, that's what it seems to say to me. And if that is indeed the message, I think it's a brilliant one. You know, because I do think a lot of people do let that happen. I know I do. You know, or I have done in the past, because, I mean, I started building an electric bass guitar about 7 years ago now, maybe 6 years ago now. And it's sitting in the garage unfinished because when I came to place the bridge, it was very slightly off. And, you know, I need to, you know, it's only a fraction of a millimetre off, but a fraction of a millimetre on one end is a vast difference on the other end. But I can't bring myself to go back to do it because, what if I reposition it and get it wrong again? That sort of thing. You know, that's the sort of thing that I'm talking about here. You know, the fear of failure. You can't let it get the better of you. And I'm sure everybody has done it at least once in their life. So it's a good message to, you know, it's a good positive message. Don't sit back. Don't let fear rule your life. Go and at least try to accomplish these things that you want to do. Otherwise, you will never know. And then by the end of your life, you'll be sitting there with a ton of regrets, you know, wishing you had taken that chance, wishing you had taken that dive. And by that point, it's going to be too late. So, you know, it is a good song, brilliantly performed with a great message. And, you know, Valcata have knocked it out of the park again. You know, they're not knocking out song after song after song, year after year after year. They're taking their time to create and craft these amazing compositions. You know, and like I said at the beginning, you know, in the Valcata album, you know, they were combining metal, they were you know, power metal, death metal, you know, they had opera, they had classical. In this piece of music, again, you had metal, you had a little bit of electronica in there, possibly a little bit of classical and opera. You know, there was strings in there. You know, there was all these different combinations all put together. So he's taking time to craft these amazing pieces of music. You know, he's not just churning out track after track after track. He's taking time to perfect just one piece of music. And, you know, I've got to applaud them for it, because every piece of music I have heard has been spectacular. And, you know, I could only wish to be a part of something like that, you know, because I've always wanted to get into creating music. And as you know, I've been in two different bands, but that's never sort of gone anywhere. I mean, my last band, Thy Demise, I was ejected from the band, but it was for an understandable reason. You know, I wasn't managing to get to practice enough and etc. because I was so far away from them. And of course, what happened at the beginning of the year, I went 6 months without going to practice with the band, you know, and I had a lot going on, so, you know, when they let me go, it's like, okay, fair enough, I understand. You know, but I've always wanted to accomplish something like this, but I just don't have the talent, aside from growling into a microphone, to create music, so I can try, but, well, I've tried twice and it's gotten me nowhere, but at least I tried. As is the message of this song. But anyway, I don't know what else I can say about that track, but I mean, I absolutely loved it. Absolutely fantastic. And yeah, I look forward to any more future music from this band because, yeah, I just know it's going to be amazing. But I'm going to leave that as it is. If you enjoyed this video, maybe give it a like and maybe even subscribe if you're not, because that would help me considerably. But yeah, thank you all very, very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.